we're going to do this a little differently than normal, because I'm going riding with a buddy of mine, as you can see on that MT-10, and I am riding my new, to me, DR650. And right out of the hole, I've had to do quite a bit of work to this DR650 to make it streetable, even. When I first got it, it had a Chinese carburetor on it, and it didn't work very good. At higher RPMs, it would stutter and stuff like that, so I put the factory one back on that was supposedly rebuilt, but it also performed like crap. So I rebuilt it, slapped it on, and there was one part that was, it was like this little copper washer that was messed up. So I replaced that, and then it worked fine. So now it's going. But when I first got it, I also had almost no rear brake at all, so it needed to be bled. And the steering column up there was really, really loose. So we tightened that up a little bit. Let's see how we'll see how it does. So this is a 2006 DR650. I wanted something cheap, easy, and reliable. So hopefully this will be cheap, easy, and reliable, but you know, we'll see. Big old single cylinder. I'll put up how much cc's down here. As you can see, I'm not wearing gloves. They're at somebody's house and that person refuses to give them back. So me and my buddy on our way to Cycle Gear right now so I can purchase some new ones. But I mean, you know, with that much horsepower, it's certainly not setting the world on fire in any way. I mean, this is full throttle. So far, I've also owned a KLR650 and now this DR650. And I was expecting the DR650 to be a whole lot like the KLR650, but it's not even close, man. Like the KLR was awesome on the highway, and it just felt a whole lot more substantial. But you know, that is also could be because this weighs 100 pounds less. It does feel faster or quicker. Neither one of them are necessarily fast. Let's go. Oh, it almost pulled it off the ground. She got some torque. I mean, throttle response is good. I think I tuned the carburetor decently well. Yeah, no shit, the MT-10's faster. For all 11 people that watch my channel, I appreciate you sticking around. Sorry I haven't been more active lately. Just life, you know what I mean? Kids, wife, more than a full-time job. It just gets in the way sometimes, so... You know, it makes 37 horsepower, it has shitty brakes, it has, you know, industrial everything, so it'll be reliable, but it's not, it doesn't necessarily excel in anything. Welcome to Richmond. Certainly having to like full throttle everywhere just to keep up with the MT-10 cruising at a leisurely pace. But that also means I'm probably having more fun than him, because he is, you know, a quarter of what that bike can do. So that's boring for that bike essentially. This on the full throttle, you're having fun to throw full throttle no matter what you're riding. So I think there's something to be said about that. Like they say, it's more fun to ride a slow bike fast than a fast bike slow, right? I don't know, man. I I think this bike's for somebody. To be honest with you, I don't think it's for me. I think I need something a little more substantial with a little bit more highway capability. Aha! Now I'm on something a little more my speed, baby. On the MT-10, daddy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, something like this is where I'm supposed to be, you know what I mean? On a fucking MT-10. Quick shifter's a little clunky. I'm not gonna lie, this bike really makes me miss my FZ1. That bike was so good. Wasn't the best handling bike in the world, and I'm sure this isn't either, but damn, as like a daily rider, this thing was so fun, man. Man, I like this. God damn it. I should not ride that and then ride this. I'm completely jaded now. What is my heel resting on? I don't like that so much. I love everything about this bike so far. Like the rider triangle's freaking comfortable as hell, but still feels a little bit aggressive. Like, this is the kind of bike for me, you know? I'd like a little more wind protection, though. Sadly, I don't think I'm gonna get it. Woo! Oh yeah, she's spicy, buddy. Oh, I like that shit. Yes, sir. Daddy like. I will say one thing that I don't like about this bike is where the turn signal indicator switch is. It feels like there's just too much going on right here, so I keep having to look down to see where it is. I'm not gonna lie, I am absolutely almost bummed that I have to get back on that bike after this. So I don't know how much horsepower and torque this thing makes off the top of my head. I'll put it on the bottom of the screen. But we're gonna do an impromptu review real quick. Just because I'm on it and I'm rolling. So I am 6 foot tall, 255 pounds with a 32-inch inseam. And at a stoplight, you'll see I can flat foot this decently easy. I'll put the seat height in the description. I have heard that you want to start looking for fuel in this thing at around 100 miles, so the fuel range, not good. I'll put the tank size under the screen here. The gauge panel, it has the slide thing. You know I don't like that, but you know, it works, whatever. Speedometer's nice and big. Gear indicator, which everyone knows I love. Obviously, there's no wind protection, so I'm getting blasted. But honestly, on a nice warm day like this, it's not that bad. Everyone knows I appreciate more wind protection, though. It has traction control modes and power modes and all sorts of stuff that I'm not going to go through because this isn't my bike, and I don't have a lot of time with it. So, impromptu review. However, sitting on it, the seat's mildly comfortable. I can see it hurting my ass after a few hours, but it's decent enough. The rider triangle is super comfortable. Like I'm in a very comfortable spot. This thing has cruise control. Obviously, it's throttle by wire. This bike has only almost 20,000 miles on it, but it's a Yamaha. Who gives a shit? The bike's really, really pretty. I like the way the MT-10s look. I like the way the MT-10s look more than I like the way the MT-09s and the Tracers look. And the MT-07 for that matter. So, in the looks department, I think this one takes the cake. I would own this bike, for sure. Just because it's a hoot. So, people have been telling me this is orange. Am I crazy? Because to me that looks red. Anyway, it's this orange-red color with gray everywhere else. It's really good looking. The mirrors on this thing are wonderful. They don't vibrate at all. I don't know if I'm going to get any time with it on the highway, but I'm sure it'll do fine on the highway, other than, you know, a lot of wind. Tell you what, when that crossplane starts singing, it sounds good. I really wish this bike had a pipe on it, because it would sound killer. However, I think if it were my money and I was buying something along these lines, like, because I've heard that the MT-09 is almost as fun, like, and I'm sure it is, I would want more touring capability than that, so I'd probably go for the Tracer 9. But I would only go for like the 2019, 2020, because that had the colorway that I like, and when they switched over to the really small headlight on the Tracer 9, I just can't get with that. I like the bigger ones, the way the 2020 and the 2019 look. Everyone say thanks to my buddy Matt there for rocking my DR650 for me for a little bit. He is an animal. This dude right here will ride forever on the most uncomfortable bikes you can think of and love it. I don't know, he must be a sadist or something, I don't know. But he has my respect for that, because you don't see me doing that shit. So, we'll see how he likes the DR650. It's uncomfortable and slow, so I think he'll probably love it. Already heavily considering selling it. You know I don't keep bikes very long, so I gotta find that one, the one that speaks to my soul and does everything I need it to do, and I just have not found that yet. You know, when I look at a bike, that's what I'm looking for. I want something that'll do everything I need it to do. So touring, maybe a little bit of off-road, have good enough power to, you know, get into some shenanigans if I want to, but be, you know, reliable. If you know what that bike is, let me know in the comments. So reliable, touring capable, enough power to get in trouble with, but can go off-road a little bit. And then maybe I'll find one and check it out. Maybe I'll put a video out on it if I can. And yeah, maybe it'll be my next bike, and maybe I'll have it for longer than 2 months. We'll see. This MT-10 though, it is awesome. I like it a lot. The limited fuel range would get on my nerves though. I'll put the tank size down below and the average MPG down below, but the two combined isn't good from what I hear. This bike does have a back seat for a passenger and pegs. I'm sure it's not the most comfortable thing in the world, but I'm sure it's not terrible. Probably better than the DR650 right there. I can almost promise that. Give it a little bit of beans, not much, just a little. I can check the brakes real quick. They're pretty good. They're not bad. They stopped the bike, they work pretty decent, so there you go. And it's fast as hell. So there's your 0 to 60, quote unquote, and your brake review. And will it do wheelies? Yeah, it'll freaking do wheelies, bro. It'll do a lot of wheelies. It's fun. It's a good time. Let's quickly go through our ranking system and kind of see where this lands. So aesthetically, I think it looks pretty damn good. I'm going to give it a 7.5. I like it. I like the way that this bike looks. A lot of people don't. It's pretty polarizing, but I do. So 7.5. Practicality. I mean, if it had bags, it'd be pretty practical. You know, but you can ride it every day. Like, it's not, when you're not ripping on it, it's not like unruly. Like, it's pretty easy going. So maybe 6, 5. Let's go with a 5 for practicality. You know, because it's not super practical. Versatility is also going to have to get a 5 because, you know, about the same amount of versatile. Value, I mean, how much are these? I'll put how much it is down here, but I'm sure it's over 10. It's got to be over 10. I would never pay 10 or more for this, ever. Because in my eyes, I can get an older bike, like an FZ1, and, you know, it'll be almost as fun. Not quite, because it doesn't have the cross-plane and shit, but almost as fun for less than half the price. So, value, I'm going to give it like a 4. Not great value, in my eyes. You know, I wouldn't blame you for spending 10 on it. It's an awesome bike. I just wouldn't. It's just not there. The value's not there for me. And fun. That's a freaking 8.5, bro. That's a freaking 8.5. This thing is a blast to ride. And it's comfortable. So, in my eyes, when something's comfortable and fun to ride, you have a winner. So yeah, I'm gonna go 8.5. Overall, I'm gonna give this, I'm gonna go with 7.5. 7.5. Because it's fun as shit, and it looks good. But, you know, and I would ride this to work and back every day. Yeah, I wouldn't have an issue with that. But it's not gonna do everything I want it to do. It's not gonna, you know, do any long kind of touring or go off-road at all. I wouldn't take it off-road anyway. So, yeah, we'll go with 7. I like it, though. I need gas. I need fuel. I'm back on it, baby. It's fine. I'm fine. I mean, this is definitely more upright. You know what this bike is good for? This bike right here, yeah, whatever. This bike right here would be good for a beginner adventure rider. Because it is really easy to get along with. And I'm sure it's great off-road. I'll figure it out, hopefully. I will say the yellow's not really me. I am not one for yellow. He's gone. Where the fuck are we? I literally have no fucking clue where we are. Goochland.